Hi, my name is Rachel, and I'm going to be giving you all the progress presentation on my final project. So for my final project, I ended up deciding to compile mental health resources for University of Kentucky engineering students. Just because as a fellow engineering student, I saw that there wasn't really a resource out there that had them all listed. So first off, just my credentials. So I'm an engineering student with a mechanical engineering major and a biomedical engineering minor. I'm currently sophomore in the engineering program. So I remember my freshman year when I came. I also came in the midst of COVID, which didn't help anything. But I remember K Week, I just had so much information being thrown at me. And then once K Week was over, it was almost like I was let off of a leash and just sort of like released almost into college without a lot of assistance. And yeah. So the purpose of my project is to create a compiled list of the mental health resources available to engineering students at the University of Kentucky. And through my research, I found that there's a very high level of mental health problems in engineering. And there's also a very low level of people actually seeking help for it, just because it's sort of ingrained into this sort of feeling of toughness and how the programs run. And yeah, I saw the gap, like I said, because like after K Week, there's not really much being thrown at you. And I've also like talked to many of my peers and know a lot of people struggling with mental health issues within engineering. So my audience is targeted towards incoming freshman students at just, College of Engineering students at University of Kentucky, just because I feel like that's the group that would benefit the most as they are the newest to campus and they don't really know what resources we do have. Although I feel like this paper could be beneficial to current students as well. So first of all, just some audience demographics. I wasn't able to find demographics for the incoming freshmen, but I was able to find demographics for the class of 2020 to 2020 graduates. And this is what I'm looking at. So as you can see, 77% of the people who graduated with a bachelor's degree in engineering were men, and 80% of the people who graduated with a bachelor's degree were white. So the majority of my audience is white males. And then just some general background about the issue of mental health and engineering as a whole. So this statistic is very widely used. I've seen it in so many papers that engineering students are twice as likely to suffer from depression and anxiety than college students of any other major. And they're also less likely to seek help. According to the author Courtney, they're half as likely to seek help, even though engineering students are twice as likely to suffer from these issues. And there was a study conducted at the University of Kentucky that found that there was just a level of perfectionism embedded into the program that people felt like they were a failure if they were asking for help in terms of mental health issues, which brings us to at the University of Kentucky. So I'm sure a lot of you all have gotten one of those wellness surveys to fill out for classes or for your residence hall or whatever it shall be, where they have you rank certain stressors as being not at all related to you to very significantly related to you. So in the section related to mental health, student stressors in the College of Engineering, as you can see on the left here, this is the results. And the top 5 stressors that they identified were social isolation, anxiety, uncertainty about the future, political instability, and fear of illness for family. And although some of these do have to do with COVID, a lot of them have remained the same even in the years before COVID. So the research for my project, I decided to do in 2 different ways. So the first way was specific to University of Kentucky resources, such as the counseling center, wellness coaching, stuff like that. That's only available to UK students, and then certain tutoring available for engineering students. But I also really wanted to focus on outside of campus resources, so online resources, Lexington resources, just because I know people aren't necessarily, if they don't want to seek help, they probably aren't going to go to a counselor, but they may go to like an app or an online thing that can help them talk through issues without, them having to see face to face. So the completed work I have so far is pretty much just on-campus resources. I still would probably like look into some more, but the ones I have so far are the UK Counseling Center, Wellness Coaching, Mental Health First Aid course, and Student Behavioral Health, all of which are great programs and centers for mental health issues. And I basically just provided links and a brief summary of what they are for the freshmen to like look at it and, you know, get linked to be able to make appointments at these places. And I've also finished the background and introduction sections of my final project. So that leaves all the other resources for me still to do. So I still need to do the online resources and Lexington resources. And for both of those, I do need to research different resources to then summarize, provide links for in my final project. And then I also just need to work on paper formatting as a whole. I have, like I said, I finished the background introduction, but I still need to finish the executive summary and the introductory letter, and then also finish the rest of the resources to format. And I need to create a conclusion to compile them together. I also need to go through final editing stages, as my paper right now is very rough, to say the least. I just need to go through and fix up some grammar issues, some citation issues, etc. Speaking of citations, here's my works cited page. Yeah, thanks for listening.